58-47, Jack in the Box halftime report starts right after this.
Welcome to the American Express halftime report. Quentin Richardson, Dennis Scott, Chris Miles here with you. And it's been the Luka and LeBron show. LeBron with 10 in the first quarter. Luka with 11 points, 4 assists in the first quarter. They have combined to score 32 points at the half, 3D. These two have the cohesion that you need automatically, but it's been on display in the first half.
Q, I never questioned the basketball savants that they both are. I think, once again, just the early defense, they're getting the stops. So it's like, wait a minute, where's Ant-Man? Where's Naz Reid at 0-4? And then now you can get out in the transition, get in the secondary break. And now Jackson Hayes, I talked about him in the pregame show, guys. If you're on the floor, find the open area, because LeBron or Luka, they always keep their head up, Q, and you're getting easy buckets and you're attacking the defense. I like what I see early on. Once again, it's the defense, but Q, just picking the Wolves apart by being unselfish.
Absolutely, man. I got to give their defense, the scheme that JJ and the staff has put in place has been phenomenal. I think getting Jared Vanderbilt back has been a huge plus for them. Dorian Finney-Smith, guys like Gabe Vincent. These are the guys that are giving these guys the ability to be able to play so free, because they provide so much on the defensive end. They're allowing a lot of this stuff to happen, getting out into transition because of the defense they're able to play.
Chris, I talked about in the pregame show, your offense can be your defense. Because you see how they have Minnesota so spread out. So now you're working so hard on the defensive end. They're getting easy shots, taking the ball out of the basket. Now they can get back and set up and load their walls up. That's why Naz Reid's 0-4 so far in his first half.
Yeah, Lakers had a 23-point lead. The Wolves only scored 17 points in the first quarter. They couldn't really figure anything out. But then Anthony Edwards, and we should note, Terrence Shannon with 9 points in that first half.
Shot down.
Coming in off the bench really provided that spark. So Q Rich, Terrence Shannon, and Anthony Edwards combining to get the offense going on a 20-7 run.
Yeah, man, I love the Chicago kid, Terrence Shannon. I'm biased, but yes. I mean, his aggression, the way he comes in the game, he's a pace changer. He's a guy that comes in and he shifts gears right away. He comes in, he's playing like a bat out of hell, playing as hard as you could play on both ends of the floor. I like to see him when he gets the ball and he gets to get in transition, bring the ball with that full steam ahead. Anthony
Edwards shot a free throw towards the end of the second quarter, and it's like, oh, it's just a free throw off a tech. But from there, he only had 4 points, then got 9 straight once he got that going. Can you tell us about the momentum that he had there after he got that opportunity?
I wish I was at the game and asking him what took him so long, guys. Like, why'd you wait around to get down by 20 before you became aggressive? I know you've seen LeBron. Y'all won the Olympic gold medal this year. No, get back in attack mode. To your question, Chris, once he made that free throw, he got back to being the Ant-Man we've been seeing all season long. Two big-time money balls there. But why did you wait so long for your team to get going, knowing how much they need you to set the table? So let's see what he does here in the third quarter, the first 5 minutes to get back going again.
Well, the Minnesota Timberwolves began their comeback at tomorrow.
That's crazy.
Here's the thing about
That's crazy.
Okay, put that in perspective then.
Man. It's hard, because the reason he got traded and the reason people are like, he's out of shape, or he's not in the shape we want him to be in, but he's gotten 5 out of his 7 years being first-team All-NBA.
Yeah.
Every team now has gotten a piece of the Don's bag of getting a triple-double, but we still nitpick he's not in great shape. I'm going to be honest, Q, it's hard to swallow at times and kind of explain that to our viewers, because he's that good and he's not in pristine shape yet.
Yeah, it's one of them things. Like, I think if you could talk to every team that's ever had a superstar, candidly, they all got something
exactly
with them.
Right,
but
right.
When you see the greatness that he's displaying and then you don't really understand what they're saying, it's hard for you to fathom, like, you got rid of him because of what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
because we don't get the privilege to see behind the scenes and behind the curtain to see the things that they could possibly be talking about. All we see is that whatever shape he's in, however he looks, he's coming out here and giving people 30-point triple-doubles, and he's all NBA first team in this many times in this short of time. So it's like, for us, it's hard to imagine all that, but me and 3D as players, we've seen some things behind the curtain, and we can I mean, I can somewhat understand, but I still don't totally understand this because I'm not there to know it.
Look, we can have the entire pregame show be about Luka Doncic, but we got to show some love to the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? Because they are playing without their vets, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, who will be back in the lineup tonight. But what the young guys did against the Oklahoma City Thunder, the team with the best record out west last year and this season, went on a 15-0 run at the end of the fourth quarter, came back with Anthony Edwards on the bench, and then went into overtime when Anthony Edwards struggled, only 17 points, Q Rich. How impressive was that to see two rookies on the floor and for that comeback win for Minnesota?
That's what every coach, every coaching staff, every team wants to see. You know, when you get in the game and it's like a kind of like a blowout game, they tell you these minutes are important. These are important minutes for that team, for those guys to literally come all the way back and get into the game, tie the game, and take the game into overtime. That was beyond impressive. And I know for a fact that coaching staff had to be showing so many clips the next day, and whether it was shoot around, practice, or whatever, that was a coach's dream to have a young group go out there and do it like that.
There was two things for me in that game. We just showed the clip of Ant-Man being on the bench cheering his guys on.
That part.
Do we have upstairs ready where at the end of the game he blocked the biggest shot to make sure?
Yeah.
So, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes.
Yep.
So we don't have it ready. So that lets you know, as a young star, Ant-Man, that's why you're the face of the league, because you wasn't doing this. Yeah, you wasn't pouting because you wasn't playing. You were engaged, supporting the young guys. That's good leadership. And then you get in the overtime, coach says, I need you to go and make a play. You know, you go in and get that big block to secure the win. That's big-time leadership, and that's why you're one of the faces of the league.
I want to hear from both of you on this, but let's start with Naz Reid as a shooter, and then you about how he moves with the basketball, a guy that plays center, because Rudy Gobert's out. And 3D, he's not just making shots when he's open. Mm-hmm. He's making very difficult shots. How does that change the dynamic of this team when he's on the floor and they're down other guys?
Well, I give Coach Finch a lot of credit, Q, because that fake dribble handoff, they run a little action on the weak side of the floor. He gets either a layup or he gets to the free throw line, or they switch and they double him and he makes the right pass. So I'm happy for Naz Reid because now he's expanding his game and he's showing us he's not just a pick and pop big guy. He can put the ball on the floor and score in multiple ways. So very happy for him. Now Coach Finch has to figure out when Rudy gets back 100%, maybe you can do more now at the 5, depending on who you're playing in matchups.
Come on, man. He's part of the Jelly fam. You know, New York, ball handle, all of that. He's one of them. So, I mean, he's never been just simply a pick and roll, a pick and pop guy. So this was the reason I didn't understand why they traded Anthony Towns. Because I felt like Rudy Gobert was far more expendable than him, and then you can play Naz and him together. But they decided to do this. But speaking on Naz Reid, man, this is, like you said, he's a shifty big guy, 6'10", 6'11", with a real handle.
Right.
Take it off the board, can lead the break, can initiate the offense, and can drop legit dimes and make legit plays for his teammates. So, I mean, the way he shoots the ball, the way that he's tied into that fan base, and he's like the biggest I don't know, the fans love him. They get tattoos of him out there. I don't understand the connection and why it's so crazy. But he is like, him and Bobby Portis is like the two biggest guys off the bench that have the heartbeat of the city in them with both of their teams. So, I mean, what he's doing over there is incredible how he carved his space out.
Yeah, and there are 3 guys that seem to be moving up that chart now. 2 of them rookies, Rob Dillingham and Terrence Shannon, and also Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's a guy that, you know, I mean, his cousin is on the verge of being MVP and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But you look at him and you go, man, why didn't it work here? Or why didn't it work before? And now it seems as if those 3 guys, when they're on the floor together, there's some cohesion.
Yeah, you know, Q knows this as well. Opportunity knocks. Are you ready when it does? And right now, all those names you mentioned, Chris, they're ready for this opportunity. You go from one team, maybe the opportunity wasn't there. This is there now. So now the question for me, Q, is can Dillingham understand that stay aggressive, but don't overdo it. Just stay in your lane and feed off Ant-Man. He might be an important piece down the stretch for Minnesota.
Nah, the young fella is killing.
Right?
He only know one way. He coming in, look. I've been seeing him for a few years since he was in high school. He know one way. I'm about to come give you the business. Hey,
I love it.
I'm telling you, he's coming down here aggressive. He's a Jamal Crawford type with the bop and the Rob with the shift. Like, listen, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Well, let's stay on that, right? Because of what you're saying about the type of play. How is it that some guys, no matter what the situation, whether they're on the bench, not playing, they get the opportunity? You see his confidence in
That's why I mentioned Mark Crawford. That's why I mentioned Mark. It don't matter. It don't matter. He know one way. It don't matter when I get in the game, when I'm playing. Like when I get out there, I got a set of skills that this is what come with it. And it's not like people think, that's his game. When he get it, he about to dance on you. He about to dance on you.
You're right.
We all grew up hooping it.